Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings from the studio. Me and Ped have jumped in our cars and driven to the studio after the match. Both tired, just because you're just lovely and you want to watch videos straight after the game. Let's get on with it. The first player ratings of the new season. I'm going to try not to be too critical because it's the first game. But let's see how we get on. Martin Stecklenburg, I'm going to give him 7.5 out of 10. Because I don't really want to give him any higher than that, because I think there was times in the game when he was woeful, but that save was incredible and it kept us ensured that we had a clean sheet. And he made a couple of other like kind of half saves and took the sting out of things, so can't be too critical on him. But it was a really good stop pushing it onto the bar at 0-0, so 7.5 out of 10. I think I'm still a little bit down on him because basically I wanted to see Jordan Pickford play. Right back, Cuco, what did they say about not being too harsh? Cuco Martina, it was his first game, bless him, but he was Ped's whispering it looked like his first game ever, and it did. Let's give him 4, and that's generous. I thought he was shocking. You know what the biggest problem for me is? There's other players who are more in touch with how Ronald Koeman wants to play at the moment and fitter and know the system. Basically John Joe Kenny and Mason Holgate, who could have played there. I'd have personally played John Joe Kenny because in games like this you need your fullbacks to give you the width. Martina, he looked knackered after about half an hour. When that fella sold him, just sent him the chippy with the drop of a shoulder and he was running back, he couldn't get anywhere near him and he had his hands on his hips blowing through his back passage. Anyway, 4 out of 10 for him. Leighton Baines on the other side, scored the goal, 7 out of 10. Probably got an extra point for his goal. I thought he got better and better as it went on. I think the first half with Baines, he was just so cautious. He didn't seem to want to cross the halfway line. I don't know whether that's fitness because he knows he's not up to speed yet. So it is difficult because obviously it was the first competitive game. I think it was their 5th competitive game, so obviously we're not anywhere near up to being able to bomb up and down the pitch, but I just thought he definitely got better as the game went on and obviously scored the winning goal. So 7 out of 10 for Bainesy. Ashley Williams, 5 out of 10. I don't mind Ashley Williams. I know so he kind of divides opinion. I think some people think he's not very good, other people like him. I like him, but I just thought tonight he looked, particularly in the first half, he looked all over the place. He looked a yard off the pace. Some of his passing was so risky, it was unnecessary. And even at times in the second half of a couple of set plays, he wasn't anywhere near where he should have been. But we know that he'll get better because he did last season. 5 out of 10. Michael Keane, he was my man at the match. Should have really built that up, shouldn't I? Because now you know that everyone else is not going to get as much as him. But I'm giving him 8 out of 10 because it was his debut and I thought he'd done really well. I thought he was commanding in the air. There was a couple of moments where you could tell he wasn't quite up to speed with where he wanted to be, but I thought he handled everything really well, and he got Williams out of trouble a lot of times, particularly in the first half. And I love those little dinked balls to Martina that he plays. He's done that a few times, and he gave me the funniest moment of the match when it broke to him and he was through and he didn't know what to do. It was great. Moving on into midfield, Garner. I have to say this, I love him, but I was really disappointed with him tonight. He just wasn't himself. I don't know, we've got an issue, haven't we, with Schneiderlin and Garner sometimes, is that the pair of them kind of sit where the other one wants to play. And I'm not convinced we needed both of them tonight. That's my opinion on it. So Garner, I'm going to give him 6 out of 10, but I know that anyone who watches the ratings will know that last year he was getting 8s and 9s because he was that good, and I expect that to continue this season. Morgan Schneiderlin, I think he had a better game than Garner. I'm giving 7 out of 10. It wasn't a sparkling display by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought he just had a marginally better game than Garner. He's the one that tries to get us playing from that deeper role, whether it's switching the ball. He put a couple of cracking tackles in. Yeah, 7 out of 10. Davy Klassen, 7.5 out of 10. Really impressed with his one-touch play. Ped talked about on his instant match reaction, the link up with Rooney, that real promising signs, I think, that those two are such quick thinkers and one naturally drops off for the other one, and it's a lot of round the corner stuff. And I think in another few weeks when we're up to speed, I think that will carve teams open, and particularly if you've got someone like Sandro running in behind it, could be a real asset for us, you know. So I thought he was very good. He's not afraid to put himself about either. Yeah, thought he done well. Good little header that just flashed wide as well. And I think he should have scored first half after a lovely little layoff from Morales. He should have done better with, but hopefully that'll come. 7.5 out of 10 for Davy Klassen. The front three, let's start with Calvert-Lewin. 6 out of 10. Decent in the air. Willing runner as always. I just don't think he's very good out wide. And for me, he's a down the middle kind of target man, I suppose. Gets himself in decent positions. Had a good little run in the first half, I think, when he ran across the box and had a shot to the top corner. That was probably his best moment. And a lovely little bit of skill where he cut it back. And I think it was when Rooney took a touch and fell over. He should have done better, really. Miss hit his shot. But a couple of good flashes. And I like him as a player. I think he works hard, but I think his best position is through the middle, not out wide. I don't think Ronald Koeman does him any favours. I understand why he played him there, because he's young and youthful. He'll work hard and do what he wants him to, but I just don't think it does the kid any favours. On the other side, Kevin Morales, 5 out of 10. Very, very, very disappointed with Morales tonight. His chance to really nail down, you know, show everybody, throw the marker down and go, you know what, Everton are moving forward and I want to be a big part of it. Signed a new contract, I'm happy here. I want to show the manager what I've got. But for too many times again in this game, he was just dropping so deep. It's no good to us because he hasn't got the pace. He's got to do his work in and around the penalty area. And we had that one flash of brilliance in the second half, which their keeper made a worldie from, by the way, where he's held it up in the box, took a touch and hit it back across him. That was really, really good. But you know, I think he also had the shot that deflected over for the corner from which we scored, but too often he's just out the game, you know. Got to do better. Wayne Rooney, I'm going to give him 7 out of 10, and it might be a little bit of a sentimental 7, maybe it was a 6.5, but I just thought his link-up play was excellent. He was up there again. We had this last season excuse me, with Lukaku. We've had it for a few years. At times our centre forward is isolated, and we've done it again tonight, and I think it's probably just the personnel who were up there with him, but we can't isolate Wayne Rooney because he's not as quick as Romelu Lukaku in terms of trying to get him one-on-one. What he is he's very, very clever. If you give him chances in the box, I think he will take them more often than not. He's got that lovely ability to drop off into pockets and find passes. Such a clever footballer, but we've got to get better support to him. And I think what he'll do is, I think he'll work really good with a target man, I really do. And he'll interchange as well, like you said, with Klassen and also with Sandro. But I thought it was a good debut back. Yeah, 7 out of 10 for him. Substitutes, Adam Ololokun wasn't on for long enough, but showed some nice flashes. To give him 6 out of 10. Tom Davies again came on. I think he come on in the 85th minute, so we had, what, 7 or 8 minutes. But he still showed that enthusiasm, got on the ball and played a lovely little ball to Sandro, which the Spaniard should have gone down, really. So 6 for him. Sandro Ramirez, I want to give him 7. I might be a bit generous, but I thought the will and running of him, the direct running, a bit of pace, the ability to shoot, had a couple. He was only on for half an hour, and I think he had 4 shots in that time. So, you know, he looks like someone who's gonna, I think the crowd are gonna really take to him, for A, because he works hard, and B, because he's a live wire, and C, because he wears his socks over his knee. So it's all good. 7 for him. That's it. You know, Ronald Koeman for his team selection, 5. I think he could have done better. Played John Joe Kenny for the start. That's the player ratings. Agree, disagree. That's what it's all about. I've been past. Check out Ped's instant match reaction. Don't forget to do that. Me and Ped will be doing the final word as well. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed already to Patreon, do it. Just have a go. £3, 75p a week. Worth that for anyone's money. Just have a little pop. If you don't like it, swerve it after a month. But never swerve it because it's good. Anyway, I've been past. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. See you soon.